Alright, my name's John Pierson, and for someone who talks about taking action and agency as much as I do, I have been pretty flaccid in my approach to a task that I've been putting off for 3 years. So this is the first video in addressing that inefficiency, inadequacy, that. I run a company called The Workout Network, and for those of you who don't know, and that's everyone, because I've never done this before. So everyone who doesn't know about The Workout Network, it is a private personal training studio in the City of London where trainers can come and build a business free from the shackles of the man and large rents and working for free. It's quite a nice business, I like it. And last week I was on holiday in Switzerland and I made the active decision and choice that I'm going to do something about not talking about my business, because as I've owned this business and as I've been working on it, I've realized a couple of things. But the first and most important thing is it does not matter how good you are if nobody knows that you exist. So this is an attempt to address that. I'd like more people to know that we exist. But I know what you're thinking. Switzerland, cue montage.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because the whole time the camera's just right there.
So this video is going to be a representation of what it's like to run the Workout Network and what it's like to try and exercise and live a good and proper life, as Seneca would have wanted. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go on a bicycle ride. I've got a big training day, so I've got a bike ride around Richmond Park, which I'm going to do hills and climbs. And I have got a gym session that I'm going to get done, and I am going to go and play tennis with a friend of mine. I'm terrible at tennis, but I love it, so it's just one of those things that I'm going to have to suck up today.
So one of the reasons that I love to cycle here, I mean, aside from the fact that it's unbelievably convenient, I used to come here a lot with my dad, which is always quite nice, and big fond memories of him walking up and down hills. I think it was always a very easy, restful time with him at those points, so that's always quite nice. And the best bit about the bike, for me at least, is I don't structure anything on it. It's a place where I just get on the bike and do whatever it is that I feel like on the day. It's not something that I want to be too prescriptive with, so I often just end up coming out and seeing whatever fancies on the day. I guess today I woke up with the idea that I would film this hill, and you'll see lots of people going up in the background behind me. I wanted to do something a little bit more challenging today, but I have got quite a lot of exercise today, so I'm going to do 2 more of these climbs and then I'm done here.
I have worked with some of the best coaches and trainers in the country of the UK, and all of them are really decent people, and there's often a stereotype that personal trainers are not good. I've never really had that experience. I've always worked with people that I think are good people mostly and good trainers mostly. I'm sure you get that in any industry. So the characterization of people that are unqualified and not very good is not something that I've really ran into. And maybe that's because I worked in specific places that has not really tolerated that kind of approach to training. But seems unlikely, doesn't it? The marketing angle is definitely something that I have had to learn over time. And I learned it from working from a celebrity personal trainer who definitely had orientated his company around press and being in a newspaper, and it worked. It drilled home to me just how important it is to be able to talk about your business and what it is that you do, because people will want to train with you because of who you are. And today is August the 5th, and if you run a business and you've got a website, you'll know that Google sends you an update each month saying, this is what you did good and this is what you did bad. And it leads us into our next topic nicely, which is search engine optimization. Fun. Oh, guck. So at the beginning of each month, Google probably send you an email that says how many impressions you got and how many clicks you got. I've got mine up here, and maybe I'll put the numbers. We got 470 clicks last month and 65,000 impressions. The impressions is the amount of people that saw your website, and the clicks are how many people clicked on your website. Something that I want to do is trying to maximize the amount of clicks that we get. Search engine optimization for me seemed like a mythical dark art. And then someone said something to me that was quite helpful. It was a course. They said, you're just trying to connect what people are looking for with what you're trying to sell. And you have what people are looking for here and what you're selling here, and you're trying to bridge this gap with information that they're looking for. So you might have, so for us, for example, one of the big things that we have a lot of pull with is breaking down how much personal training costs in London. So when people search for how much does a personal trainer cost in London, we feature quite high on the Google, which is helpful, because if people feel like you're someone that they can trust and you're giving them the information that they require to solve their issue, maybe you might be the individual that could help them with their training as well. I kind of base all of our marketing strategy on being open, honest, and transparent. And that, I think, probably builds trust. If you are struggling with these types of things, which most of us probably are, because you want to be a personal trainer because you value helping people and providing them with some solutions to what it is that they're struggling with, maybe fitness, maybe nutrition, maybe a little bit of both. And you end up having to do social media and accounts and web design and all these things that we're not really used to. And certainly for me, at least, was a big struggle, was trying to work out how to be a marketeer in some capacity. I'm certainly nowhere near where I need to be in order to make the business where I want it to be, but it's something that I had never experienced in isolation on my own, and it was something that I wasn't trained in, so I had to try and find a way to be better at marketing in order to make sure that the workout network didn't die. And hopefully and thankfully we have done a good job of that so far. But there are tools out there that can help you try to make this process a little bit easier. The ones that I like, because they're cheap, are things like Ubersuggest. A guy called Neil Patel owns NP Digital, and he has some amazing tools. One, Answer the Public, which you can type in some keywords and it will give you an idea of what search terms people are looking for. And Ubersuggest, which is also another NP Digital platform program, which is also really helpful. There are also free tools that you can have. Google Analytics is a great one because it works with your website, so you can change the code to make sure that you have Google Analytics. It will give you a big breakdown, and then also if you have Google Analytics, you have access to all of the other suite of tools that Google have to offer, like Search Console, for example, and more. Ubersuggest, paid. Google Analytics, free. And also Ubersuggest have a free version, and so does SEMrush, both pretty helpful, I think.
Shot. You hear it?
Huh?
You hear that bit on the floor?
Oh, hollow floor. Oh, sorry.
Alright,